Well, welcome back to ValleyHoopsInsider.com as we cover the Missouri Valley and Ohio Valley conferences from this website. I'm Harry Schrader, editor of the site, host of the show, and we are pleased today to bring in the outstanding point guard from Valparaiso, Darius DeAveiro, joins us today all the way from Indiana, and we appreciate your time today. Darius, you guys have been through a lot, and I want to break down the season a little bit in your career there at Valpo. But the first question I have is why number 6?
I wanted to switch to 6. Two reasons why. LeBron's my favorite player.
I wondered if it was a LeBron thing.
Yeah, it was definitely LeBron, and then also 6. Like that's where I stay sometimes when I'm at home in Canada from Toronto, and it's also referred to as the 6. So those are the two main reasons I'd say.
I like it. I was going to bring that up. A Canadian player, and a number of Canadians have ended up at Valpo, first under Matt Loddick and continuing on. Well, maybe not first under Matt Loddick. There were Canadians there before Matt got there as well. What appealed to you about Valpo in the first place? And then I want to talk to you about why you stuck around.
First, it was just the conference we're in, the level of play in the Missouri Valley, I think is very high, and it's a good one of the best mid-major conferences. And I mean, this league's grown a lot since I've been in here. Like very talented players have played through here and stuff like that. So that was really intriguing for me to play in the Missouri Valley for Valpo.
And a lot of times when coaches leave and, there's new administration or whatnot, players will take off as well. What encouraged you to stick around? What about Roger Powell grabbed your attention? Talk about that a little bit.
I wanted to stay at Valpo. I wanted to graduate, start my college career and graduate at one place. And then, I like being here. Then, after the coaching change, I kind of talked with the AD and, I expressed that I wanted to stay here. Then when Coach Powell got hired, I was quick to reach out to him, and then our relationship started. And since then, it's been smooth sailing. So I've been fortunate to stay here and play under Coach Powell.
Talk about him a little bit. What makes him tick? What gets him up in the morning, and how is he affecting you guys?
He's pushing us. I mean, with the young group, hard work, consistency is going to be key with the young guys. So he likes pushing us a lot. Effort, he really likes effort. That's something we can control. I mean, shots might go in or not go in one game, but he loves effort for whole 40-minute games. So he really keys in on that.
And what's it been like for you? You're kind of the old man now around that program. I mean, you're not an old man at all, but you're the old guy. So many freshmen and sophomores participating. What's it like you trying to help all those guys learn the ropes? And what kinds of things do you need to do to help them?
Yeah, it's been a challenge, but I've embraced it. I've embraced every part of it. Being a captain, a lot of stuff can be thrown at you that hasn't happened before. I was a young guy at one point, and I was looking up to older guys. So it feels, at first it was kind of different. I had to adjust being the older guy to a bunch of freshmen, but yeah, they've done a good job. The coaching staff has helped me, lead these young guys as well. So it's been a good adjustment. And then, sorry, what was the second question?
Oh, just those kinds of things that you're helping the players out with.
Oh yeah, well, a lot of them haven't played college basketball before, so just telling them that it's not going to be like the physicality is going to be way different. Length, there's going to be taller guys, stronger guys, stuff like that. Especially when conference play started, I made sure I told the guys that, these are going to be full 40-minute games we have to play. This league is going to be older than us, like way older than us. So we got to, take away some of that age gap by playing hard and controlling our effort.
Your dad is a college coach, is a college coach, and you played internationally. How have those two factors helped you, both as a leader and as a player?
Growing up, my dad still coaches now for college back home, but, I've been around the game my whole life. When I was really young, when I wasn't in school all the time, I was always at the gym when my dad had his practices or games and just spend the whole time there. Then as I got older, same thing, kept staying in his practices and stuff like that. So he's really taught me the game. He's put me in a lot of places where I don't think a lot of players in college have been in before, just like IQ wise, seeing a lot of the games, so stuff like that. And then internationally, I think that's helped me for sure. I mean, playing against other countries in the world and seeing how they play and their tendencies, it really helps me. And I think puts me at a different level above a lot of other guys. Picking stuff what they've done. You know what I'm saying, and just bringing it over here in America.
You guys got your first breakthrough win in Missouri Valley Conference play on Sunday, and then a narrow loss last night. The win Sunday, was that how exciting was that? How fun was that? How maybe relieving was that to finally get the first one in league play?
I mean, we knew it was coming. A lot of the games we've lost earlier in the season has been because I think we've haven't put together those 40-minute games and kind of been shooting ourselves in the foot. So it was finally relieving in a way to get one, but I know what this team's capable of, regardless of how young we are. So I mean, that first one, it was nice, but we couldn't get too complacent. I mean, yesterday we lost a close one that I felt like we should have won too. So I feel like we set a standard, and it's just about playing above that standard each game after the first win.
I wrote it down. 7 games you've lost by single digits, 5 of those 7 on the road, 4 of those by 4 or less. I mean, you guys have been knocking on the door so close night after night.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows the character of this team. I don't think we ever quit. There's been times we've been down by double digits at halftime, and we've cut it to a one-possession game and even taken the lead, and then, just haven't been able to close it out. So I think we're just learning. I mean, that's with the young group losing all those games you mentioned by single digits. I mean, it's impressive, even though we're not getting the wins, but it just shows the fight, and I think the talent and also the potential of these young guys for this team.
You're second in the league in assists, and you're an outstanding passer of the basketball. That takes skill, but that's a mentality too, isn't it? Talk about the mentality of looking for your teammates.
Yeah, I always believe in getting great shots instead of good shots. So I think, passing on time, on target to my teammates for them ready to just shoot or just like do a layup and stuff like that. And not letting them think too much about when I give them the ball, whether they should do something, but just putting it right in their shooting pocket so they can shoot. It's really something I take pride in, especially as the point guard, getting my teammates shots. So.
You have a number of what look to be talented freshmen on your team. I think of Cooper. I talked to him in the preseason, and he's off to a great start. And Stafford and Japari, and I mean, you've got just a ton of young guys. Talk about some of those young guys and their game and how they're developing.
I mean, yeah, especially Cooper and Jahari, like you mentioned. I make sure to talk to them a lot, after games. I mean, Cooper started off really hot and then kind of dipped a little bit, but he's been playing really well the last 2-3 games. So I mean, like I said earlier, consistency with these young guys. I mean, every game, I'm sure Cooper and Jahari were probably the guys on their high school team and used to scoring 30 points. So just tell them that it's different in college, that a lot more like role stuff, and those games are going to come. But especially as a young guy, taking it day by day and being consistent. They're growing each game. Jahari's shooting with confidence and telling Jahari to affect the game other ways than just scoring, and he's learning, so which is good. And Cooper's playing well, rebounding well. So, yeah, they're both off to good starts, I'd say.
Yeah, back-to-back double-doubles for Cooper, and he's averaging double digits. Isaiah's leading the team in scoring 17 points a game. Had 31 last night. Talk about Isaiah.
I mean, he's really talented. He's a guy on our team we can just give the ball to, and he can just go make a play one-on-one, one-on-two, sometimes even one-on-three. So, I mean, he's a gifted scorer. I mean, 31, 30 on Illinois too. It's a Big Ten program. So he's just really talented. I mean, some of my assists are to Isaiah, so I have to credit that. But yeah, I think me and Isaiah play well together in the backcourt. I think our games complement each other. And, yeah.
Jackson Edwards didn't get a ton of playing time at Murray, and yet he's really showing out as well. Talk about him.
I mean, yeah, he didn't play a lot at Murray State, so he's kind of like a freshman this year too. I mean, he's been trying to stay consistent and affecting the game other ways than just scoring. So we've been on him to the rebound, get 10 rebounds using athleticism. I think he's top 5 in the league in blocks or something like that too. So he's learning to just keep trying to keep it simple for him. Rebound, blocking shots, getting out in transition, just doing what his athleticism allows him to do.
What are those little things? You talked about consistency. What are those little things that will help your team get up over the hump and land a few more of these wins rather than the close losses? Because I know you guys are right there, and I know you're confident. What are some of those key small things that you guys have to do to succeed?
Like I said first, playing 40 minutes, I think most of those single-digit losses we've played like a good 34-minute game.
Mm.
Then we have maybe two stretches where, maybe we're getting stopped, but we just can't buy a bucket, or we're just trading buckets or stuff like that. So just trying to play a full 40-minute game, take each 4-minute segment. For the media is like try to win each 4 minutes, not thinking of too far ahead of the game. That'll help us. And also, being physical, trying to, hit guys first, limiting the offensive rebounds for their team, limiting turnovers, stuff like that. Then I would say the last thing is when we get to that point where we've like maybe hit a wall in the game, try not to let that, affect us, maybe regrouping in the huddle and stuff like that, or in a timeout, and just, going over what we need to do so this game doesn't get out of control.
What kind of on-court coach is Roger Powell Jr.? What I mean is he the demonstrative guy on the sideline? Is he the guy with the program rolled up in his hand and he's just sitting down and quietly watching? Talk about his on-court demeanor.
Oh, he's very expressive. That's what I like. Me and Coach Powell's relationship and, on-court relationship I think is very unique, especially for, like a first-year coach with his first-year his point guard with his first year together. Yeah, he's very expressive, but he's passionate. That's what it is. When he gets honest or stuff like that, we know that it's not personal. It's just him showing his passion, because he's won at a high level coaching and playing. So we understand that, and we know that when he's, expressing his emotions or being passionate and yelling at us, that it's for the better.
Talk to me about is it the Grit Award or Gritty Award? Which is it? And tell me about it.
The Grit Awards, yeah, it's basically a chain that one of our coaches made before the season, and it's handed out to what the staff thinks is the most gritty player that game, whether that's steals or diving on the floor for loose balls or just showing effort for 40 minutes. So that's something we've done this year, which I like. It's made us compete even harder to get the grit chain at the end of the game, which I think is pushing us too. So I think it's a cool idea.
How many times have you received the Grit Award?
I've received it, I think 2 or 3 times. I think me and Cooper and Isaiah are at the top with the most of it. But yeah, we try to compete for it each day. So.
And talk to me about the other day, Anthony getting the scholarship. I thought that was such a great moment. I saw the video online. Talk about, just that whole process, that whole story for Anthony to end up with a scholarship.
It's really inspiring. Probably, as you know, he played football here for 4 years. And I knew Anthony prior to him even becoming a member of the basketball team. So I was close with Anthony. So it was a really cool moment to see him earn his scholarship. Pretty emotional too. Coach Powell and the staff, I think that was very nice of him to do that. But he's earned it. He started as a manager, then a walk-on, and then he's been very consistent in practice. He's probably one of our biggest motivator. He's one of the older guys as well, so a lot of guys look up to him. So I think he earned it, and yeah.
So talk to me about your point guard job as well. I asked you about Coach Powell on the floor. What kind of a point guard are you? What I mean by that is, are you the guy that's revving them up or keeping them mellow? What's your role as the guy not only handling the basketball, but kind of commanding the floor demeanor?
I think I'm a little bit of both. I think I do a good job sensing when, our urgency and our and our fight's not there. And I think I do a good job revving them up. You know, I know how to talk to each one of our players differently, and I think I do a good job of that. And also, when things are getting out of control and we need some, composure, I think I do a good job of that as well. Whether that's say a lot of possessions going fast, I think slowing it down and taking our time running the set, or just regrouping on a dead ball and just bringing the guys together and saying that we're good. Let's just get this stop here and go down and get a good shot and stuff like that. Or if the guy's not shooting well, keep shooting, or maybe attack the rim, stuff like that. So.
You guys have picked up 5 wins so far. We just mentioned Sunday was your first conference win. What's the highlight of the season so far? What is the game or the moment in practice or whatever? What is the highlight so far for this year?
Highlight, first win, probably a 2 or 3. First win for Coach Powell was a pretty cool highlight. Obviously, Coach Lottie was here before I was, so I didn't really get to experience that with the head coach. So it was pretty fun to see that, especially, the hard work from the summer paid off when Coach Powell got that first win. Also, the conference win was our first road win as well. So we kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone with that. It was important for us to get a road win, and especially our first conference win. But I would say probably just the growth, especially with this young group. I mean, it's way different. I mean, like I told you before, I was the young guy one time and all the older guys. So I was around a team that had guys that played college basketball for 3, 4, 5 years. So just the growth. I mean, Jahari, Sherman, Cooper, Ola, Jackson, all those guys were learning each day. I'm saying that's really exciting, because I know when I'm gone, I can see Cooper and Jahari being all team conference players. So I'm just excited for the potential and the growth of this team.
Yeah, talent isn't lacking, is it, on your team? You've got guys that they're going to grow into really being outstanding Missouri Valley Conference players.
Right. Like I said, we're losing games single digits, playing sometimes 4 freshmen out there. So shows our talent. We're just going to put those consistent days together with a year of experience, 2 years of experience, and I think Valparaiso will be at the top again in the Missouri Valley.
Before I let you go, tell us what you are studying in school, and maybe you have desires to play professional basketball when you're done, but beyond college, beyond professional basketball, what would you like to do after school?
Yeah, my plan is to play overseas, and then after that, I'm in sports management right now. My dad's a coach. I definitely want to coach, become a coach and lead a program one day. I think my IQ's there, and I've always, like I said, I've been around the game a long time with my dad, and I think I'm gonna want to lead my own program and coach one day. So,
back in Canada, here in the States, or wherever?
I prefer here in the States, but I mean, Canada would be fun to go home and coach in Canada, but I prefer in the States. Yeah.
Really appreciate your time. Really enjoy watching you play as well. I love those past first guards that care about their teammates more than their own stat line. And super appreciate your time today, and really wish you and the Beacons all the best the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
That's Valparaiso guard Darius DeAveiro, and man, he's a good one, folks. Pay attention to the Beacons. They're going to keep getting better and better as the season goes on. That'll do it for this edition of ValleyHoopsInsider.com. Thanks for watching. Remember, since you've been there, make it a better place. We'll see you again real soon.